welcome to my channel. I'm actually so excited to be doing this video today. This is going to be my first video posting, and on my channel I want it to be a safe space for all of my young adults, my teenagers, all of my girls, all of my bad bitches to come on and feel safe, feel like you can ask any questions, talk about anything, and get advice from me. So I just want to give y'all advice, talk about life being a girl, life being a pretty girl. So in today's video, I am going to be talking about tips and advice for joining the military. I'm in the Navy. Next month I will hit a year of being in this video I want to talk about the process of joining. So with the process, I mean before going to boot camp. We're going to be talking about meeting with the recruiter, preparing for MEPS, and the DEP program. So let's go, let's talk about it. Okay, y'all, my light is like, it keep going out, but I'm trying to fix it for y'all. Okay, the first thing that you will do before doing anything is you will meet with a recruiter. And with the recruiter, you will do a bunch of paperwork. Y'all talk about any medical conditions you may have, any disabilities, any limitations, everything. You will do so much paperwork every time you go with your recruiter. They're going to be all up in your business. Just get used to that because you will meet with a recruiter a lot, especially when you get in depth. Okay, so let's talk about MEPS, preparing for MEPS. So the first thing that I will say that I can't stress enough, if you smoke, if you know you have any type of drugs in your system, if you know your system is dirty, please do not let your recruiter send you to MEPS. Your recruiter should be testing you in the office. You can get at-home tests to make sure that your system is clean, but do not go to MEPS if you know your system is not clean. Do not let your recruiter send you. Your recruiter is not supposed to be sending you to MEPS if you're dirty. Your recruiter is supposed to be testing you and making sure you're okay. And don't be scared to tell your recruiter that your system is dirty and that you need to get tested and you need to be clean. Do not be scared to tell your recruiter that. That's the person who you need to be telling that, okay? Because it's their job to make sure that you're clean before you go to MEPS. My recruiter did not do that. And he really should have, because I told my recruiter that I was smoking. Like, I used to chain smoke, guys. And he still sent me. He said, we're still gonna send you and see, just to see, and he still sent me. Make sure your recruiter does not do that because you only get 2 chances. After you failed the first time, you get 1 more chance. And if you fail that second time, you're done. You cannot join any branch of service for the rest of your life. You're disqualified forever. So make sure you're clean before you even go to MEPS. And that's the recruiter's job, is to make sure that you're clean, okay? So make sure your recruiter is doing their job and not sending you to MEPS with drugs in your system, okay? Okay, so when you get to MEPS the night before, make sure you're getting a good night's sleep. So make sure you're getting good rest because you're gonna have to be up early. They're gonna get you up around like 4:35. They're gonna feed you breakfast and then send you to MEPS. So make sure you're sleeping good because you're gonna be up all day. You're gonna be at MEPS all day, and the first thing that you're gonna do is take the ASVAB. So you want to make sure that you get a good night's sleep for the test. And that brings me to my second thing: study for the ASVAB. Please do not get put in future sailors. You have to score, I believe, 31 or higher. If you score anything below a 31, you will get put in future sailors. Do not get put in future sailors. I got put in future sailors because I was not prepared, okay? Your recruiter is gonna give you a practice test, and the practice test is gonna be like, oh, that was easy. But no, the real ASVAB is nothing like that. The real ASVAB is not that easy. So make sure you're studying, watch videos on YouTube, order you the ASVAB, excuse me. Order the ASVAB book off of Amazon. If you have to get a tutor, get a tutor. Find somebody to help you. Find somebody who's very smart to help you study, make flashcards. I highly recommend studying vocab words. Go on Quizlet and look up ASVAB vocab words, study vocab, arithmetic, reasoning. Make sure you're good with your math, okay? I will say the arithmetic reasoning was probably one of the harder parts in the vocab. The paragraph comprehension was not that bad. I feel like you should be good with that, but still study, still make sure you understand like the main idea and stuff like that. Make sure you're studying, because trust me, you do not want to get put in future sailors. When I took the ASVAB, I was not prepared and I scored a whopping score of a 23. Okay, that is not good. You cannot get a good job with that. So I got put in future sailors and I actually put in the work and I ended up scoring a 60. And that brings me to say, if you score pretty high, you will get a good job. And make sure you are doing your research on your rates and jobs before you pick your job. That's my next thing. Please research about the ranks and the rates, like the job that you want to do. Make sure you're getting a good ASVAB score so you can get a good job, okay? Because you don't want to get stuck with a job that you hate. You don't want to get stuck with a job that literally makes you miserable, okay? If you're a girl like me and you don't really like doing all the hard stuff, you don't like moving heavy stuff, you don't like lifting stuff, you don't want to be under a ship fixing the machine, you don't want to be on the flight deck sweeping the flight deck, tying the boat to the pier, if you don't want to be doing none of that hard work, I highly suggest getting an admin rate job. I am a PS, so I got very lucky. My first command is a shore duty. I don't even go on a ship. I work in an office, air-conditioned office. I sit at my own desk on a computer all day. I get off around between 1 and 2:30 every single day, so I have the rest of the day to myself. I don't stand watch. My duty is like very, very easy. We just open and close the building. We just have it easy overall. I'm not saying if you pick an admin rate that you're not going to be on a ship. Being an admin rate does not exempt you from being on a ship, but it will be easier on you because you won't be doing all that hard work. You know what I'm saying? You still have days where you have to clean and you have to be on duty and like stand watch and stuff, but I highly recommend admin, especially if you're a girly like me. But in general, do research on the rates and pick something that you like, something that you're interested in, something that you want to do, something if you're trying to make a career out of it, or if it's something that you want to get a job when you get out. Pick wisely. Pick your rate wisely. Please do your research, because I know a lot of people who have a rate that they hate because they did not research it. Before I picked PS, I was an IT. I ended up having to reclassify because of something like some interview. But I am very, very happy with the rate that I am now. I love being a PS. If you don't want to be a PS is a personnel specialist. I would suggest yeoman, that's a YN. Logistics specialist, that's LS. What's the other admin rate? RS, retail specialist. I believe that's all admin. Oh yeah, IT. I mean, IT technically is admin, but kind of, yeah, because I was gonna be in IT, but I'm a PS, so yeah. Research the rates, pick a job you want. Don't get stuck on desk, okay? Because if you get a low ASVAB score, you will be on desk. And on desk is when you doing all the dirty work. You're scraping paint off of a ship, mopping floors. You're just doing anything to fill in until you find a rate. If you are not eligible for a rate that you really want and they offer you trash rates, I probably would say pick undesk. So undesignated is when you don't have a job and yeah, you do all the dirty work. You work with the boatsmen. I don't know. I have friends who are undesk, but I would say if you only get offered rates that you do not like, I will say go on DES, only because when you're on DES, after your 2 years of being on DES, you get to pick a rate that you want to pick. And being on DES, you kind of see what all the different rates do. You actually get to visually see. So then you'll get to pick whatever rate that you want after your 2 years. And you will rank up to an E4 after your 2 years, and you'll be in your new rank as an E4. So yeah, if you have to go on DES, go ahead. But next thing, okay, this one is going to be very important, so I want y'all to listen. Do not tell the doctor anything that you did not discuss with your recruiter. Like I said in the beginning, you're gonna tell your recruiter about all of your medical issues, any disabilities you may have, any limitations you may have, anything, any allergies. If you did not discuss it with your recruiter, do not bring it up to the doctor at MEPS, because you will get disqualified and you will make it harder on yourself, okay? I made the dumb mistake of doing that, okay? I made the dumb mistake of doing that and I got disqualified, and you're gonna have to be in MEPS way longer because you're gonna have to get a waiver. And now the Navy has waivers for pretty much everything, but it's gonna take longer and it's just gonna make the process harder on you. So don't do that. If something come up, don't say nothing, because they can pull it up. Like, they'll try to get you to like tell them everything. Those doctors are so rude and so mean, but do not tell them nothing. They don't need to know, don't know nothing that the recruiter did not already tell them. Do not tell them anything you did not tell your recruiter. If you get put on a new medication before you go to MEPS, if you see a doctor, tell your recruiter. Because if they find out that you're on anything or you went somewhere and your recruiter did not know, then it's just gonna be harder on you. So make sure you are updating your recruiter on everything before you go to MEPS. Okay, the last thing I have to say about MEPS is be patient, because you are going to be in there all day. And I mean all day. You're gonna be in there all day. You're not gonna be able to have your phone. You're gonna be bored. You're going to be playing the waiting game all day, okay? And you can't sleep. So the only time I took a nap was when we were waiting to see the doctor, because it took like 20-35 minutes for a girl, and it was like 20 of us, and we got put in groups, and it just took so long. But be patient. You will get breaks. You will get to take a break and eat, take a break and be on your phone, you know, take a break and just sit. But make sure you're being patient throughout the process, because it's a long process. So after you do like everything with MEPS, you will DEP in, and DEP is the delayed entry program. So basically you will go see your recruiter. You will go see your recruiter until you're ready to ship off. They will make sure that you're on track, make sure you're not smoking, make sure you're not drinking, make sure you're not doing any of that. And that leads me on to the next topic, the DEP program. So DEP stands for Delayed Entry Program. So the first thing that I have written down is start running. Please start running now. Please try to run outside. In boot camp, it all depends on your age, but you have to run 1.5 miles. When I went in, I had to run 1.5 miles in 14 minutes and 45 seconds. Make sure you pass the run, because if you don't pass the run, you're gonna have to do the bike. And trust me, you don't wanna do the bike. You do not wanna do the bike, okay? I failed my run by like under a minute, like 45 something seconds. And the only reason I failed was because I did not pace myself. I panicked, and when I started running, I started too fast. Like, I took off, and by the time 1.5 miles in the building, mind you, the track is not that big, so I think it's 12 laps. So I was when we did like the practice runs, I was good. Like, I would run, I would pace myself, and I would be good. But when the official test came, I panicked and I took off. And by the time I reached like my 5th lap, I was like I could not breathe because I didn't pace myself like how I should have. So make sure you're practicing your breathing techniques. Breathe in through your mouth, out through your nose. Or is it? I think it's in through your nose, out through your mouth. One of those. Practice your breathing techniques. Practice on pacing yourself. Start timing yourself. Try to get into a mile and a half in under 14 minutes and 45 seconds. Start doing it now. If you're watching this and you know you're about to join, do it today. Do it tomorrow if it's late. Do it in the morning. Start doing it now. You wanna be ready. You can start off by running on a treadmill. That's how I started. I started running on a treadmill before I joined. Run 15 minutes on a treadmill. Get your body used to running first, and then start running on a track. Running on a treadmill and running on a track is different. So I would say start running on a treadmill just to like get your body used to like running at a fast pace, and then start running on a track. I used to go to the YMCA. They had a track in the inside. I used to run that track. I used to run a lap, walk a lap, run a lap, walk a lap, run a lap, walk a lap. Just start off slow and slowly like get yourself up there. And then I started running outside. We had this park by my house that had a trail. It was like a 8-mile trail. I used to run on that trail. If you can, try to have support. I would bring my little sister with me because I didn't want to go by myself, and I would make her run that trail with me. And we used to run, you know, I would time myself, and I gradually got better. I gradually got used to running. When you get in boot camp, you are going to be running a lot. So please get used to running. Number 2, get in shape. Out of shape. If you don't know how to work out, start working out. Start going to the gym. Do your cardio. Run. Make sure you can do push-ups and planks because that is also part of the test. Do workouts, start lifting, get stronger, get more in shape, because when you get in boot camp, you will start getting beat. Beat is like intense working out until your RDC feels like they don't want you to do it anymore. They will beat you. Longest I ever probably got beat in my division was like 45 minutes to an hour. They will beat you, and they will continue to beat you over one person not doing the workout. So make sure you're prepared for that, because you will get beat and you will get tired. Drink a lot of water also. Get used to drinking a lot of water, because that's pretty much all you're gonna be drinking in boot camp. When you go to chow, you might have like some Powerade or like some apple juice or something, but that's pretty much it. You cannot get no juice, no soda, no nothing. Water. You cannot have no snack. That's the next thing I wrote down. Eat less and eat healthier. Get used to eating less and eating healthier, because when you get in boot camp, you can only eat at your scheduled times. If you get caught sneaking food or eating food, you will be in trouble. Stay out of trouble. You don't want to be in trouble, but we're gonna save that for part 2. Eat less, eat healthy, get in shape, run. Okay? And that goes all into like the next thing. Get on a routine. Get on a sleep schedule. Get used to waking up early. In boot camp, you're gonna have to be up at like 5, 6. I don't really remember exactly what time we woke up, y'all. It's been a minute since I've been in boot camp, and I've been like living. But make sure you're able to go to sleep early. If you're a night owl, excuse me. If you're a night owl, try to put your phone down at night and try to lay down. Try to go to sleep. Play some rain noises. Play some sleep noises. I don't know. Anything that'll make you go to sleep. Put something boring on the TV. Put a movie on. Fall asleep, okay? That's why I say get in a routine. Get up early. Go to the gym. Make sure you're productive. I had a calendar in my room. I would write down what I would do every single day of the week, like what workouts I would do, what time I would get up, and what time I would go to sleep, what I would do throughout the day. Make sure you're keeping yourself busy throughout the day, so by the time the end of the day comes, by the time it's 8, 9 o'clock, you'll be ready to go and lay down. So start getting yourself on a routine, start laying down early, start waking up early, okay? So yeah, I'm gonna need y'all to write that down. Write down a routine and a schedule that you need to get on. So say you write down, oh, I'm gonna wake up at 6. make my bed. Get used to making your bed in the morning, because you will have to make your bed a certain way every day in boot camp. I'm gonna wake up at 6, make my bed, shower, go to the gym, work out, go for a run, go for a walk, study for my ASVAB, study my 11 general orders, go for another walk. Write down everything you want to do, because writing it down makes it easier so that you can see it and you can do it easier. And I feel like writing things down helps them manifest quicker. So write down everything in a routine and follow that routine. The last thing that I have down here is everything that you need to learn before going to boot camp. Learning these things is going to make it so much easier for you, and you will be a step above everybody who doesn't know these things. So I'm gonna need you to learn your Sailor's Creed. I'm gonna put a picture of it here. So I'm gonna need you to learn your Sailor's Creed. I'm gonna need you to learn your 11 general orders, and I'm gonna need you to learn the ranks and the collar devices, okay? When you get in boot camp, you never know when you will get put on watch or when you will get called out by an RDC and they will ask you something random. What is your 11th general order? Oh yeah, another thing, learn the chain of command. Learn the chain of command. Oh my gosh, please learn the chain of command. The chain of command is the one thing that everybody in boot camp always messes up on, and the RDCs know that, and they will purposely test you and try you and see if you know it. And if you don't know it, you will get individually beat. You will get put in the front leading rest. So make sure you know it, because you don't want to be embarrassed for not knowing it, and you don't want to fail any of the inspections or the tests for not knowing these things. So please learn the chain of command, learn the Sailor's Creed, learn your 11 general orders, and learn your color devices. The chain of command is going to be different everywhere you go, so learn the chain of command for boot camp. Your recruiter should give you all of this information. Your recruiter is going to tell you to study for it, and listen to your recruiter, study for it. Make flashcards, go on Quizlet, write it down, have somebody test you, you know, get with a friend, a sibling, a parent, anybody, and have them help you study, so you know that you know this before you go to boot camp, okay? Because this will put you a step higher, okay? And it'll make it easier for you while you're in boot camp, okay? So that is all that I have for now. Stay tuned for part 2. I will be doing a part 2 on this video. If you have any questions about anything that I did not go over, that I did not say, please let me know down in the comments, and I will be more than happy to answer your questions. I'll be more than happy to bring it up in another video. But yes, thanks for watching. Good luck to anybody ready to join the Navy. One more tip, please make sure that you know the reason you want to join, okay? Don't come in the Navy with a blank mind. Don't come thinking you're gonna get in and do whatever you want. Come, do what you're expected, and know what you want to do. Have goals and reach your goals, okay? Make your goals achievable. That's all that I have for right now. See you guys in part 2. Bye.